A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Dear students, welcome in Pakistan International School Taif, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in the virtual learning system session 2020. This is English for grade 9. Today is lecture number 17. We were doing unit number 9, all is not lost. Alhamdulillah ta'ala, we have finished the comprehension. We have done the reading and understanding, then the comprehension exercise A, B, C, D. Now we are switching to the grammar section at page number 99. In this grammar section, we have an exercise of articles, and then we have direct and indirect narration, explanation, and exercises. But before switching to the grammar exercise and the articles, I would like to give you an introduction, a presentation on the direct indirect. So first we'll do the grammar direct indirect presentation, then we'll switch to the exercise. I'm your teacher Adnan Sabir Mirza, so let's start. Direct and indirect speech. By the end of this lesson or presentation, you'll understand that the difference between direct and indirect speech. What is the difference? You'll be able to apply this knowledge in your writing, accurately punctuate direct and indirect speech. Punctuation, punctuation is very important, and without proper punctuation, sentence cannot be accurate. A full stop, comma, capital letters, small letters, sign of exclamation, interrogation, inverted commas, colon, semicolon, everything is a part of punctuation. You know when and how to change pronouns and verb tenses in indirect speech. So, what is the direct speech? When we use direct speech in our writing, the exact word spoken must be put inside speech marks or inverted commas. These are the speech marks. The first spoken word must have a capital letter. When a new speaker begins, we must start a new line. These are some rules. In the direct and indirect, this becomes that, these become those, here become there, now, then, today, on that day, this week, that week, yesterday, the day before, last week, the week before, tomorrow, the next day, next week, the next week. So these are some. So similarly, direct speech and indirect speech, if it is simple present, it will become simple past. For example, he said, I go to school every day. He said, I go to school. He said that he went to school every day. Now it was simple present in the inverted commas. So it become simple past. And simple past become the past perfect. He said, I went to school every day. He said that he had gone to school every day. Present perfect become past perfect. He said, I have gone to school every day. He said that he had gone to school every day. Present progressive or continuous become the past progressive. I said, I am going to school every day. He said that he was going to school every day. Past progressive become the perfect progressive. He said, I was going to school every day. He said that he had been going to school every day. Future will become would and verb name. He said, I will go to school every day. He said that he would go to school every day. Future, going to, present, it will become present progressive. He said, I am going to school every day. He said that he is going to school every day. Past progressive, he said that he was going to school every day. So direct speech, uh, auxiliary plus verb name. He said, do you go to school every day? So it will become in the simple past. He asked me if I went to school every day. He asked, where do you go to school? He asked me where I went to school. The situation changes if instead of common said another part of very to say it is used. In that case, the verb tenses usually remain the same. Some examples of this situation are given below. Present simple plus simple present. He says, I go to school every day. He says that he goes to school every day. Present perfect plus simple perfect. Present. He said, I go to school every day. He said. He said that he goes to school every day. Past progressive plus simple past. He was saying, I went to school every day. He was saying that he went to school every day. Or he was saying that he had gone to school every day. So it's similarly future plus simple present. He will say, I will go to school every day. He will say that he goes to school every day. Another situation is the one in which modal construction are used. If the verbs is used, then the form of the model or another model that has a past meaning is used. Direct speech and indirect speech can become could. He said I can go to school every day. He said that he could go to school every day. May, might, and might. Must, had to, has to, should, remain, should, ought to. I will read the sentences for you. He said, I might go to school every day. He said, I must go to school every day. He said that he had to go to school every day. Have to. He said, I have to go to school every day. He said, I should go to school every day. He said that he should go to school every day. Ought to. He said, I ought to go to school every day. He said that he ought to go to school every day. Questions. General questions and indirect questions. Are you watching TV? Do you play chess? Does she go to school? Are you listening to me? Have you done your homework? Did you skate last winter? Will you see your friend tomorrow? If weather. I was watching TV. Are you watching TV? The indirect question is, uh, uh, I was watching TV. I played chess. She went to school. I was listening to him. I had done my homework. I had skated the winter before. I should see my friends the next day. In the direct speech, here are some examples of direct speech. Like, I've hurt my leg. I've hurt my leg. Moaned the boy. Now you see, these are the wordings of the boy because he said it like this, and we are telling that he is mourning on his injury. So we are repeating his own words. That is called the direct speech. Can you take a deep breath? The doctor is asking a patient. Can you take a ask that doctor? I like this dress. The woman said, I like this dress. Use the correct punctuation to write what is being said. I've caught 3 fish. The train will leave in 10 minutes. I love ice cream. I'm clever girl. I'm a clever. Do you know what type of angle this is? Angle. In the indirect speech, this is sometimes called reported speech. When we use indirect speech in our writing, we don't use speech marks. We usually have to change pronouns and verb tenses. We don't have to start a new line when we report a new speaker's words. Here are some examples of indirect speech. I have hurt my leg. The boy moaned that he had hurt his leg. Now you see, this is not the wording of the boy. So it is not a direct speech. This is indirect. The direct, I have hurt my leg. This is direct. But this one is indirect. Can you take a deep breath? This is a direct speech. The doctor asked the boy if he could take a deep breath. Now this is indirect. Similarly, I like this dress. The lady is saying herself, I like this dress. But now we say the woman said that she liked the dress. Indirect speech, use the correct punctuation to report what was said. These are the same uh, wordings. I've got 3 fish. The train will leave in 10 minutes. I love ice cream. I am a clever girl. Do you know what type of angle this is? Now, in the indirect, he said he said he would caught fish. No. He shouted that the train would leave in 10 minutes. She said she was a clever girl. The first one, he said he had caught 3 fish. He had. So he said he loved ice cream. She asked if he knew what type of angle this was. Question: is your father still in Moscow? We asked the girl if her father was still in Moscow. When did you fall ill? I wanted to know when he had fallen ill. By the end of lesson, I will look for evidence to show you that understand the difference between direct and indirect speech. Now you at least you can understand what is the direct speech and what is indirect. You will be able to apply this knowledge in your writing, accurately punctuate direct and indirect speech, know when and how to change pronouns and tenses in direct speech. So this is it. Thank you very much for this. Now we switch to the original exercise. Okay, first we stop this and now we share this one. Yes, this is. Now let's move to the grammar exercise. Yes, page 99. The first one is rewrite the following paragraph, put in articles a and the. These three are called the articles to replace where necessary. Where there is a will, there is a way, is a famous proverb. Full stop. Many are wise men. Many are wise men. This is here will be many a wise men have approved it. It is an altogether wrong notion to ignore it. The people who adopt this fine principle find an ultimate victory. A man or the man, both are correct. The man who does not act upon this rule cannot succeed in the life. What a lesson it has for all of us. So this is the punctuation, okay, and the proper use of articles. So do in your notebooks. Do means write and also learn. Here we have the same things given in the book about the direct and indirect narration. Direct speech means the exact word that someone says. Those are enclosed in quotation marks, which are called inverted commas. For example, I replied, I am trying to make her brain process her sister's voice. Are you looking for your patient? She said. The doctor said, please go and see other patients indirectly. The other examples, I replied that I was trying to make her brain process her sister's voice. She asked me whether I was looking for my patient. The doctor requested me to go and see other patients. So exercise B, recapitulate your previous knowledge about direct and indirect relation and answer the following question. Can you identify the tenses of the reported speech of the above examples? Number two, what are the rules to change direct statement into indirect statement? Three, what are rules to change interrogative sentences 4. What are the rules to change imperative sentences into indirect speech? The answers are: number 1, the present continuous tense. Can you identify the repeated speech of the above examples? Here, all the sentences are in the, especially the present continuous tense and present continuous tense, interrogative, imperative tense. Rules. Question number 2. What are the rules for changing direct into indirect? The actual words of the speakers are direct speech. The indirect speech, the exact meaning of the speech are given. For example, he says to me, I am in first year class. Reported speech. He says to me is the reporting speech, and I am in first class is the reported speech. Reporting speech and reported speech. These are two things which you must understand. He says to me, no, he says to me is the reporting speech. I am in first class, this is the reported speech. Reporting and reported. The inverted commas, the speech within inverted commas is the reported speech. And the reporting speech, he says to me, this is in the present tense. Okay, the reporting speech. In that, he says to me that he is in first class. Reporting speech, the information about the speaker. Reporting speech is the information about the speaker, and the reported speech is the actual words of the speaker. And the reporting verb is the verb of the reporting speech. Like he says, says is in says is the present. Will say is the future. Said is the past. So this is the reporting verb. So these terms you must understand. First person in the reporting speech changes according to the subject of the reporting speech. I, me, my, mine, we, us, ours change according to the subject of the reporting speech. She says, I'm busy. He says that she is busy. Now it was I become the she. He says to me, my brother is a doctor. He says to me that his brother, it is not capital. You should make it small. This is wrong. He says to me his brother is a doctor. Second person reported speech changes according to the object of the reporting speech. These are the second person. You, yours change according to the subject of the reporting speech. He says to me, you are looking smart. He says to me that I am looking smart. That now you see, you become I. He says to her, you are not studying properly. He says to her that she is not studying properly. Third person. Third person in reported speech do not change. He says they are coming today. He says that they are coming today. If the reporting verb is present or future, the tense of the reported speech does not change. So this is the exception, that if the reporting verb is a future, okay, the reported speech does not change. Sana says, I like mangoes. Sana says she likes mangoes. But says is the present. But here he will say to me. This is the future. You played well. She will say to me that I played well. Okay, the tense of the reported speech does not change. I will say to me, he will say to me that I played well. If reporting verb is in the past and the following changes are made in the tense of the report. Present definite become changes to past indefinite. Present continuous changes to past continuous. Present perfect changes to past perfect. Present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous. Past indefinite changes into past perfect. Past continuous into past perfect continuous. Past perfect does not change. Past perfect continuous does not change. In future tenses, will changes into would. Shall changes into should. Other changes. Direct changes into indirect. Can changes into could. May, might, this, that, these, those, here, there, now, then, thus, so, today, that day, tomorrow, the next day, the following day, the last day, yesterday, the previous day, tonight, that night, just, then, ago, before, hence, thence, the next day, the following day. There are 5 kinds of sentences: assertive sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative, exclamatory, okay, and okay, we'll see it. Now we change each kind of sentence into an indirect assertive. These sentences make statement direct. He said, I like this book. He said that he liked this book. Uh, he said to me, you do not work hard. Indirect. She said to me that I did not work hard. The mother said, it is raining now. The mother said, it was raining. The students said, we have finished our work. Indirect. The student said they had finished their work. She said, I have been eating for many hours. Indirect. She said that she had been eating for many hours. Direct. You said, I wrote a letter to my uncle. Indirect. You said that you had written a letter to your uncle. Direct. They said we were going to school. Indirect. They said that they had been going to school. The doctor said, I had already seen many patients. The doctor said that he had already seen many patients. We said to them, you had been teasing us. We said to them that they had been teasing us. So these are the examples of assertive sentences. Let me finish this. He said, I shall finish this play in time. He said that he would finish that play in time. Note, if reporting speech expresses some universal truth, the tense of the reported speech does not change. He said, the sun rises in the east. Now, the sun always rises in the east. So this is a universal truth and the reporting verb will not change. He said that the sun rises in the east. The teacher said man is mortal. This is also another universal truth. The teacher said that man is mortal. The father said honesty is the best policy. Uh, the father said that honesty is the best policy. Number two is interrogative. I think they have given us four kinds and they have written five kinds. There will be four only. Number two, interrogative. These sentences ask question interrogative sentences starting with helping verb. The doctor said to me, "Do you smoke?" The doctor asked me if I smoke. Uh, he said to the student, "Will you listen to me?" He asked the student if you would listen to him. She said to me, "Can you lend me your camera?" She asked me if I could lend her my camera. The doctor said to me, "Do you smoke?" The doctor asked me if I smoked. The doctor said to me, "Do you smoke?" She said to them, "Will you listen to me?" Indirect. He of inquired to them if they would listen to him. She said to me, "Can you lend me your pen?" He asked me whether I could lend her my pen. I asked her if is it your book? I said to her, "Is it your book?" I asked her if it was her book. Now you see the question mark, the sign of interrogation, uh, is no more in the indirect sentence. I'm reading for you to make you practice about the changes. But you will write all the sentences in your notebooks from the screen. Copy it. There is no big game. It is not difficult. I said to her, "Is it your book?" I asked her if it was her book. I said to him, "What are you doing?" I asked him what he was doing. He said to me, "Why are you laughing?" He asked me why I was laughing. I said to him, "When did your father retire?" I asked him when his father had retired. He said to me, "Where is your mother?" He asked me where my mother was. He said, "Who has broken this window pane?" Window pane. Yes. He said, "Who has broken this window pane?" He inquired who had broken this window pane. I said to him, "Whom do you want to see?" I asked him whom he wanted to see. I said to the stranger, "How do you feel in Pakistan?" I asked the stranger how he felt in Pakistan. Imperative sentences. These sentences are used to give orders, make requests, or give suggestions. The master said to the servant, "Go to the market and bring some vegetables." The master ordered his servant to go to the market and bring some vegetables. The student said to the teacher, "Sir, allow me to go out of this class. The student requested the teacher respectfully to allow him to go out of the class. He said to his master, "Sir, pardon me, as it is my first fault." He entered his master He entreated his master respectfully to pardon him as it was his first fault. He said to me, "Do not tell a lie." He advised me not to tell a lie. Shahid said to me, "Please give me your pen." Shahid requested to me, "Give him my pen. Give him my pen." The teacher said to the boy, "Do not pluck the flowers." The teacher forbade the boys to pluck the flower. I said to my son, "Work regularly and honestly." I advised my son to work regularly and honestly. Fourth is exclamatory sentences. These sentences express feeling of happiness, sorrow, or surprise. He said, "Hurrah, we have won the match." He explained with joy that they had won the match. He said, "Alas, I am undone." He exclaimed with sorrow that he was undone. He said, "How clever you are." She explained with wonder that I was very clever. She said, "What a fine day." She explained with wonder that what the day that the day was very fine. He said, "What a fool Aslam is." He exclaimed with wonder that Aslam was a great fool. He said, "How cunning she is." He exclaimed with wonder that he was very cunning. He confessed with regret that he had been very foolish. We said, "Bravo, Shahid, you have played very well." We applauded Shahid, saying that he had played very well. Derek, he said, "What a pretty flower it is." Exclaimed, this E should be small. He exclaimed with wonder that it was a very pretty flower. Now this is the exercise. First, the above exercises were A was about the article, B recapitulation. Where is C? Let me see. Where is the C? Rewrite paragraph of lesson 3. Okay, exercise D. Change the narration of the following. He said to him, "What are you reading?" He said, "Do you have made a mistake?" She said, do not waste your time." He said to me, "Will you watch drama tonight?" 5. She said to her sister, "Please listen to me." Answers are, he said to him what he was reading. What he said that I had made a mistake. Number 3, she forbade wasting my time. And 4, he asked me if I could if I could catch drama that night. Number 5, she requested her sister to listen to her. Next is compound compositions. I think we'll stop here till the next lesson. Inshallah, we'll continue our next lesson very soon. Inshallah, tomorrow you will get it. So we'll finish the exercise and complete our exercise. So see you in the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum.